Well, hello everyone. Phil Gigliotti here. Thanks for tuning in. Um, 15 or 16 years ago, I started a thing that I've always called the Torah Class. And when I first became a believer in 1995, I started studying the Torah. The Torah, as you know, are the first five books of the Bible, the first five books of the Old Testament, also called the five books of Moses. And they are also called the books of the law. And I found this very fascinating, and I couldn't always figure out why I was studying it so much. Then, shortly thereafter, I became involved doing a lot of ministry with Messianic Jews. If you're not familiar with that term, these are Jewish believers. They're Jews who believe that Jesus, Yeshua, is the Messiah. And they tend to have their own congregations, not so much become part of churches, but it's a very robust movement that has been growing all over the world, and especially in Israel, which of course, is a great focus of concern for all of us, as it should be. And looking forward into the New Testament, where Jesus, Yeshua, says, all the scrolls are about me, all of the scriptures are about me, we understand that through every book of the Bible, there are references to the Messiah, to Jesus. And as I looked through the Torah, I realized there were so many prefigurements and types of Messiah Jesus. God put so many of these foretellings, or it's very difficult to even know what to call them, throughout the Torah, in the accounts of the creation, in the accounts of deliverance, in the accounts of people becoming mediators, in accounts of people being saved by doing certain things, the accounts of the blood sacrifices, especially the feast days, the great feasts of Israel, like Passover, we all know, but the seven feasts of the Lord, the seven feasts of Israel, all prefigure Jesus in some very powerful ways. So I put together this class a long time ago, and it's been edited a little bit here and there, but it's basically meant for Christians who don't really know much about the Torah, but want to understand what these books of the law, what the beginning of the Old Testament says about the coming Messiah, starting in Genesis 3:15 and going on to the end of Deuteronomy. So I put this together, and I've done this course many, many times in Bible study groups, conferences, churches. So I'm doing one now that I started last week, and I decided to record the sessions and then started a new YouTube channel simply called the Torah Class so that they can be easily found by people that want to do this. Now, churches don't spend a lot of time. I don't want to say normal Christians don't really like studying the Old Testament, especially the Torah. It's very confusing. It's a lot of names, it's a lot of battles, it's a lot of strange rituals. But as we see as we go through these things, we're going to see that these things prefigure Jesus, prefigure the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah. And so I put this class together for that purpose. And I always tell everybody, if you have any Jewish friends, please don't tell them how fast we are going through the whole Torah, because they will spend their entire lives studying parts of the Torah. But that being said, I hope that you enjoy this. And the main part of it I like to leave you with is the fact that if you understand the old covenant of law, the older covenant of law, and you understand now that because of Jesus, because of Yeshua, we are living in a covenant of grace, we really have the good news. Gospel means good news. So if you understand the law, you see exactly what Jesus saves you from and how he makes a pathway to God direct through him as the only way, through him as the door, as he says. And also will make your faith much deeper when you understand how he lived in the culture, in the milieu of these things, and how he kept the feasts, and how he kept the laws. Because after all, if he violated any of God's law, he couldn't be the Messiah, because then he would not be an unblemished, perfect sacrifice. So I hope you get into this. help you do some more reading after this. And if I'll periodically give some information, maybe if you're interested in doing some form of it at your church or at your Bible study group. So shalom and